Hello, everybody. This is Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And I am actually so thrilled to share the same space and grateful, Harv, for the conversation that we were just having before we started recording. I am so grateful for this man. This is the amazing Harv Eker. And I want to share just from my own perspective. I was talking to you about it, Harv. It's through Harv's teachings and his books and going to his programs that literally I can name different parts where I remembered that the relationship, the marriage that I was in was over. And then to create the man that Frederick is and to meet him at one of his events. I mean, there's so many moments in his teaching. He helped me learn how to do what I'm doing as a coach and be able to market myself and get my coaching services out there in a way that it was heart-centered and heartfelt, but actually worked. And so to sit at the feet of one of my teachers is great. I'm just so grateful, Harv, for you to be here.
Thanks. Thank you. And I agree. As I said earlier when we just got on the phone or online here, that the most important thing for me is that if I'm going to do this work, that it has an effect on people and that it helps them, truly. Why wouldn't it? People, I mean, there's so many people out there that poo-poo learning. It's kind of like, oh, you went to a seminar? Why? They're just trying to rip you off. It's like, I go, did you go to university? They're just trying to rip you off. Going, well, wait, that's different. Well, I don't know. How's that different? That in a seminar you go for either online or you go for a weekend and you're learning. And how's that different than going to a school and learning? You're picking a subject and going, I just never got it. I mean, in fact, maybe we'll talk about this after, but I only went the first year of college because, I just really didn't like school. I just didn't think it was going fast enough for me, right? I just wasn't rich yet. I was 21, not rich. Oh my God, I got to get out of here. So literally, I only went to the first year and yet I loved learning. I loved learning about all kinds of things I was interested in. And I loved taking seminars. And I went, when Learning Annex was around in those evening courses, I took like courses 3 nights a week, but things I was interested in, not formal school. So I never saw the difference. I mean, what's the difference on learning in school or university or college? What's the difference on learning online? What's the difference on go to a seminar? I'm learning. Why do I learn? Why do I want to learn? So that I can have some new data, new information to create some new strategies to live by. That's why. I mean, if you don't learn, in my opinion, humble opinion, if you don't learn, how can you do anything new? You don't know anything new to go by. Why would you do anything new? You wouldn't do anything new. So your life stays the same. Say, oh, I want a better life. Well, then you need to do different, right? More of the same is going to get you more of the same. Different will get you different. So to do different, you have to know something different so you can do something different. Duh. I don't know. It just never launched on me.
I love you, man. I love your realness. You're just awesome. I just want to say to everybody that's watching, I mean, I know all of us are special. That goes without saying, right? All of us have the same stuff inside of us, and that's the cool thing. But Harv, for me, you've always been someone that is a direct link, because you bring in principles that make me as a human being understand energy and understand law of attraction and understand, like what you just said was brilliant. And it's so simple, and yet it's true. And yet most of us aren't doing that, or we poo-poo it, like you said. We're afraid of it. We're afraid of change. When it occurred to me the other day, most of us are afraid of change, and change is the one thing that's consistent.
Well, I'm just going to add to that right now. All of us, as I said earlier, I'm doing some writing right now, and part of what I'm writing about. All of us are afraid not only of change, we're freaking afraid of everything. We live based in fear. Our whole lives are based in fear. Now that is a normal situation because we have a mind, a lizard mind, a fear-based protection mind that's based in survival. Its job is to keep us alive. And so we're constantly based in fear, but we just don't recognize how much fear we're living with. I'll give you a quick example. So here's a perfect example. So, a couple of days ago, I'm in Maui and I'm writing here and I have a house here. And I go to yoga class in the morning. Well, of course, I was running late to yoga. Anybody ever done this? Rushing to meditation, rushing to yoga class. I mean, we all done it, right? So here I'm rushing to yoga class, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm rushing to yoga class, and there's a guy in front of me because I'm driving, and he's going. He's a tourist there. He's going really slow. I'm going, what the, like, hey, like, get a life here, move it. Don't you know how to drive? In my head, I'm doing that. It used to be way worse. And I'm going, Harv, you're going to yoga. Why are you going to yoga? To chill out. Okay, so chill out. Well, I'm going to be late. Okay. Now there's the thing. There's where we have to catch it right there. It's like, okay, so why you feel the tension? Mm-hmm. You feel the tension, you feel the stress, you feel the anxiety, you feel the agitation, you feel the irritation. It's just little. You don't have to be freaking out. It's just like, right? Everyone feels this literally all the time, right? This subtle feeling of anxiety. And I'm going, okay, so what is that? So, okay, what's that feeling? Okay, it's fear. 99.9% of the time, it's fear. Okay, I'm gonna say it bluntly. It's 100% of the time, it's fear. It's always fear. I'm angry. It's fear. I'm sad. It's fear. Okay, it's fear. So I'm afraid. So now I go, what am I afraid of? Well, I'm afraid I'm gonna be late to the yoga class. Okay, and so what? Well, if I'm late, then I'm afraid I'm going to disturb everybody else. Oh, Or I might not get a yoga mat. Oh, or I'm going to have to be in the back. Oh, okay. So you think everybody's just waiting for you to walk in, that you're going to disturb them? You think you can't be quiet? Nah, I guess I could be quiet. Okay, so that's out. You're not going to get a yoga mat? Has that ever happened? There's lots of yoga mats. Yeah, I guess that's right. You're going to be in the back? So what is there, some concert to see here? You're going to be in the back. What's the difference? Okay. And I go, so you need to be afraid right now? Nah, not really. Okay, thanks for sharing. Just chill out. You'll get there when you get there. Let's have a good time. Okay, good. Over. Finished. So, but you can see how we live like this literally every minute of every day. We're on our computer and we're working on this thing, and we're getting like, we start feeling this feeling of like, oh God, overwhelmed. Like, oh man, this is taking too long. I'm just like, this was supposed to be finished like 20 minutes ago. I have so much to do. Listen to yourself. What is that? That conversation is nothing but fear on top of fear on top of fear. That's all we do.
So can we take a step? Let's go even deeper with that. Cause I always feel like, what's under the fear? It feels like it's always lack. Like you're saying, I'm not going to get a good spot. Lack. What were you just saying about, I'm not going to get it done. I'm lacking time. It comes from this place of not enoughness, right?
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, it comes from a place of not enough, which is a place of survival.
Right.
It's all based on survival. You still have your fight or flight protective mind, which is based on all its job is survival, running the show. And so we are wondering, like you work on the law of attraction here, and whether it's money or relationships or anything else, what stops the universe from, I'm sure you teach, and everyone has heard that literally the universe is set up to say yes. I mean, literally, it's just, like you think a flower growing is afraid. Now, the flower doesn't have to figure out how to grow. It doesn't have to write notes on how to grow. It doesn't have to journal about how to grow. It doesn't have to have strategies on how to grow. It just grows. Everything that's living just grows naturally. Have you noticed that? Mm-hmm. And everything that's dying just starts to decay naturally. Have you noticed that? So you don't have to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out here. It's automatic. It's natural. You just grow until the flower goes, oh my God, what if I grow too high and the next flower beside me gets upset with me? I don't think I should grow too high because I kind of like that person. Then if I grow too much, they're not going to like. I'll be too tall for them. I'll be too tall a flower. And what if I bloom too much? Oh my God, everyone's gonna hate me, right? And if I bloom too much, someone's gonna come by and kill me. They're gonna pick me and take me for their vase at home. I'm not gonna grow too much. I better just chill out right here. If I'm kind of like small, play small and chill out and be underneath, everyone will not pay attention to me and they'll like me. No one's gonna hate me. No one's gonna kill me. Oh. So why don't we get what we want? Why don't we attract what we want? Because we're in fear. And if we were just able to let go of the fear, then just naturally, as a living organism, we might grow. Actually, you would grow. That's just my thoughts, right?
I just got to say, I'm just so grateful that I do what I do for so many different reasons, but that I get to have conversations with you like this, and that, I'm just feeling that gratitude, because it's like sitting at my teacher's feet. And you don't do one-on-one coaching with anyone.
No.
You don't do it and it's like, I feel like I get you all to myself. It's just kind of fun.
Well, hopefully we're helping some other people as well.
Well,
Right?
no, of course.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
Well, I mean, I guess that's the thing. I mean, there's another fear that I want to bring up. So a lot of people have a fear of quote unquote public speaking or teaching or whatever. And everybody listening, my guess is that most of the people that are listening right now or watching right now, whatever, if you're a learner, which you are, if you're watching this, you're probably a teacher too. I'm going to say this again, because they're two sides of the same coin. If you're a learner, you're probably a teacher as well. Okay. And so a lot of people want to teach, but what's the problem? There's a fear. What's the fear? Well, they could have dozens of different fears, including like, I'm not good enough. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not rich enough. I'm not smart enough yet. Why should anybody listen to me? What if I'm not pretty enough or good looking enough? What if I have to, people are going to look at me and go, why would I listen to you? I'm not, like you say, I'm not enough. Or it usually has to do with, what are other people going to think of me? See, when we're working with ourselves, we don't have to worry about that all that much. But when we're on a stage or here with yourself, you're online, you're being shown. And what if people don't like? What if people don't like what I'm saying? What if people don't agree with what I'm saying? What if people don't like me? And that, my friends, is the number one fear for almost everyone. What if people don't like me? Because then what is that? Well, what is that? Where does it come from? It comes from survival. Because if you weren't liked back in the day in the tribe world, and you were kicked out of the tribe, you're dead. The tiger will get you. That's why you're in a tribe to begin with, right? So that's why we're so afraid of not being liked. Does that make sense? So we get up on stage, and I remember when I first started on stage, which was quite a while ago. Don't forget, when I was a kid in school, if the teacher called on me, I would turn around. I would be breaking out in a sweat. I would do anything not to raise my hand. I would do anything not to stand up. If we knew we had show and tell, I wouldn't show up that day. I mean, I just could not be in front of anybody. Okay.
Wow.
Don't talk to me about Harv. You speak in front of 5,000 to 10,000 people at a shot almost every weekend. Why don't you get afraid? Yeah, I used to get very afraid. And when I first started in the business of teaching, and I only started because I had some very, very, very good fortune based on some really, really strong principles that changed my life. So I felt I needed to share that because I didn't want to see other people going through the same BS that I had to go through. So I started sharing that. And yeah, at the beginning I was like, oh my God. And I was doing all my anchors and remember my fire walk. And I was just like, oh my God, I have to get on stage. And I'm like dying, ready to throw up and going, and so I started really looking at that. And people say, oh, well, that just goes away, right? Well, no, it doesn't just go away. No, it doesn't just go away. Because if you have the same thoughts in your mind when you're getting on stage or you're going to get in front of a class, if you have the same thoughts on stage, why would that fear go away? It's the same fear. So what had to change? Where it was coming from had to change. And it happened automatically. It wasn't like I tried to do this. It just happened automatically. I was on stage. It was right near the beginning. I was really, nervous as usual. I was already sweating. I was already losing my voice, which is what happens when I get nervous. And it was like 10 minutes into it, and some girl raises her hand. Now, normally I don't take questions, but she was right in the front. She was just waving her hand. And I said, okay, we need to move on, but what can I do for you? And she starts crying. And she just starts bawling out of nowhere. And she starts telling the story about how her husband left her just literally just before the weekend because she was coming to this course and he didn't want to spend any more money because they're completely broke and blah, blah, blah. And for some reason, instead of going back into my notes and thinking about the logistics and going, this girl's taking up 12 minutes. Are you kidding me? I don't have 12 minutes. I don't know what happened, but it just went into I just kind of related to her story because, I had such a bad situation myself financially for over a decade. And I just kind of melted. I went, oh my God. And I just started talking to her like one-on-one, like literally there's 5,000 people in the audience. And I'm just going, well, okay, let's see if we can like look at this in another way. And where did this come from? And I just started kind of debriefing and processing her, and literally just for about 5 minutes. And at the end of it, she just went, oh my God, right. I've just been thinking so off. I've been so shut down and shrunk by him. And this is a good thing, you know? And so, yeah, everybody stands up, gives a big round of applause. And from that moment, I was never afraid or nervous again when I got on stage. And do you know why?
No, I was going to ask you why.
Because the point is very simple. All the time that I was afraid, all the time that I was nervous getting on stage, I was thinking about who?
You.
Me. It was all about me. Will they like me? You know, will they think this is good? Will they buy more stuff? Will they understand that, you know, will they want to do this with me? You know, me, and more me. And literally for those few minutes, I wasn't about me. I was about her. And I noticed I wasn't nervous at all. I was just talking to her. And I was trying to help her like anybody else, like you would do, like everybody listening and watching would do, just trying to help somebody. So when I go on stage now, or whenever I'm on an interview or whatever it is, the thought of me actually, I guess it's habitual. It never comes up anymore. Never, ever, ever. It never comes up ever. Okay. And when I get on stage and there's 5,000 people, all I think about is there's some people here that are going to have a different life by the end of this. And I'm so grateful that I can be a part of that. And I'm so grateful that I was given the opportunity to have these principles that work for me that I can share. And if I can just get to a few of these people, and the more the better. And then people say, why don't you train one-on-one? I don't know. I'm a guy of leverage. I do. When I'm working with my massage therapist working with me, I help one-on-one if I can. She's helping me out, you know, but normally I like helping a lot of people. And I used to not, because I was afraid of me. I was trying, what are they going to think of me? More people will think. But when I realized that I'm only talking to one little group of people and they all have the same mind, I'm just talking to one mind here. And I'm trying to have that mind recognize some other things and examine themselves and make some new choices. And it was about them. And so I always say to people, you took Train the Trainer too. So same thing. It's like, go ahead and teach. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do in that, right? Because if you're nervous, all that means is you're thinking about you right now. And all you need to do is just switch that and say, and come from them, how can I help? And you know what? I want you to talk also, but ask me after, you know, what's the most critical thing about getting rich?
I want to ask you now. Hey, what's the most critical thing about getting rich?
Let's just repeat what I just said. The most critical thing about getting rich is to get off of yourself and get on to helping people. And say, so I'll back up here really quickly. So everyone says, Harv, I want to make more money. How do I make more money? Well, first of all, you can't make money. The only people that make money work at the Mint, you see. The rest of us have to do what? We have to, earn money. Yes or yes. So we have to earn money. So how do we earn money? All right. So where do you get all your money from? Most people have no clue. And especially people in this arena, they go, the universe or God, or I attract it, or, you know, whatever. But where do you get all your money from? Is it from banks?
Other people.
Exactly. Thank you. You get it from other people. You don't get it from your job. You don't get it from your business. You get it from other people. So here's a question. If you get all your money from other people, why would they give you their money? Why would you give them your money? Right?
You're getting something of value. You're getting something in return.
Right. And what you're getting, again, is primarily of value, always comes down to the same thing. You are basically solving a little or big problem. They're solving a little or big problem for you, so you're going to give them some money, right?
That's true. As if you're going to order lunch somewhere, my problem is I'm hungry, I need to eat. They're giving me the food. I'm exchanging.
They're convenient. They're buying it there. Boom. There you go. Okay. Yeah. So now you know how you earn money. Okay. By what? Solving a problem for people. Now, the definition of an entrepreneur, a person in business, or even a person in a job is, and if anybody has an opportunity to write this down, it'd be very worthwhile writing this down, is a person who solves problems for people at a profit or for pay. I'll say it again. A person who solves problems for people at a profit or for pay. So what are you? You are nothing but a what?
Entrepreneur.
You're at what? You're a problem solver.
Oh, okay.
Your job is to solve problems. That's it. How do you get paid? By solving problems. So all you have to do here is come up with a problem that you can solve for people. Boom. That's it. I'm not talking about 20 problems. You're better off, you want to get rich, solve one problem, but solve it really well. Be really good at solving that problem. And it really works for people. When you say you're going to solve the problem for people or solve it partially, whatever, it actually works. You do it. It works. The promise is kept.
Yeah.
So now, how do you make money? By solving problems for people. Here's an easy question then. So if you make money by solving problems if you have a transaction, you make, let's say, one money for solving problems for that problem for one person, right? So if you want to make some money, you have to solve that same problem for what? Some people.
Right.
And if you want to make a lot of money, you have to solve the same problem for what? A
lot for people.
Thank you. There you go. And if you solve that problem for a lot of people and make a lot of money, you get what? Rich. Duh, case closed. So stop thinking about yourself. Oh, I want to make money. Why? I need to pay the rent. Why? I need to buy the car. Why? I need to go on vacation. Why? And that's you. If you want to get rich, if you want to make a lot of money, stop focusing on money. Money is a result. It's a what? It's a result. It's a result of what? You're going to get money. You earn money by solving problems for other people. So what's your main focus? I'm out there to help people. That's it. I want to help a lot of people. Now you do it in an intelligent way, a way that's packaged as something called a business. You do it in an intelligent way so that you can structure the way you serve and help people and get rewarded for it in a structured manner. That's all the business is.
Thanks for watching, and here is a related video to watch right now. Also, check out my free webinars on creating whatever you want in your life using the universal laws that I explain in each webinar. So share your thoughts by leaving a comment and continue the conversation at ChristyWhitman.com.